Behind the Cape. Loki season 2 is coming out, and we have some more shows to be reviewing.
Yes, we do. Yes, we do. Thankfully, the Continental will be ending next week, so we'll have some space to clear up. But yeah, no, man, I'm interested. I think Majors was only pegged to be in what 2 or 3 episodes,
Sounds about right.
something like that. So
Which is actually kind of not all that surprising. It's how many episodes is it total? 6,
5 or 6, something
6.
like that. Yeah.
So if it's 6, I mean, he wouldn't probably be in the first couple at least.
Anyways, yeah.
Yeah.
I wouldn't say it was the best MCU show. It was one of the upper echelon and top tier in Phase 4, whatever that means. Whatever that's worth. But
right next to WandaVision.
Yeah, I was about to say it's kind of like second loser, but whatever. It was up there in terms of favorability, I think. My concern is how they raised the stakes for season 2, given how flat Ant-Man 2 fell, because that's who we're supposed to be building to, right? Is to Kang, and with that not really having the enthusiasm that it thought they were going to draw from the movie itself, and then the fact that they haven't been able to market or really push their main guy for the last 7 months.
Yeah.
It hasn't really been all that favorable towards the show. So those are a couple of mountains that they're going to have to overcome here. Also, I think something that's very interesting is that the actual trial date that got set is going to be running right into the release date of the show. Like it'll be
3rd.
It will be post the because I thought it was October 2nd was the debut. Whatever.
No,
it's the first week of October.
Debut today is the 2nd. The debut is October 5th.
So Thursday.
Yeah.
Right. So the first episode will have already aired by the time he goes into court.
When's the court date?
It's like the 16th or something like that.
Oh, yeah.
Shit.
So they'll have a couple of episodes out before.
Yeah. Which I'm wondering how much of effect that's going to have. Like, let's say, boom, we got first 2 episodes of Loki. Jonathan Majors is supposed to be up in episode 3. All charges dropped in the Manhattan case against Jonathan Majors.
Let's check out episode 3.
The explosion. I don't think there would be a more stark difference in ratings from episode to episode than it would be from there. And probably middling. Oh, Jonathan Majors is acquitted. Boom! Explosion. Everybody go on and see it. The haters and the truth tellers.
Yeah.
All alike.
Yeah. You got to watch it a couple times for celebration purposes.
Oh my God, you got to hate watch. Can't believe you got acquitted. The show even sucked. They should fine him for this show. Lock him up.
That's crazy. But no, I'm excited to watch it. It was at least because we reviewed Captain America and the Winter Soldier, and then
Loki.
No, sorry, Falcon and the Winter Soldier. That's why it felt weird to me. I'm like, that's not right.
What did I say?
I said Captain America and the Winter Soldier. Anyway,
yeah, it's Cap, bro.
It's the Falcon and the Winter Soldier.
Same thing.
We were watched and reviewed that. Then we watched and reviewed Loki, and we've obviously reviewed some other Marvel content, but I think out of the ones that we've actually watched and reviewed, Loki was one of my favorites. So,
yeah, no, I mean, it wasn't a terrible show. It had some pretty down moments.
Yes.
And they didn't go nearly as far with the variant things as I thought they could have. But in any case, it was satisfactory. It was satisfactory. Question.
Answer.
It's probably just more Phase 4 inconsistency. Why does every, variant of Loki have some sort of difference or variance? Or not everyone, but some of them have variants. Some of them are women. Some of them are black guys. Some of them are children,
Some of them are completely different species.
Yeah, some of them are alligators. Every single Kang is Jonathan Majors? Every single one. Like, every single Kang is Jonathan Majors.
Yes. The fuck?
Okay.
Why
did they do that?
I'll tell you why.
Why did they do that?
Because being black is a dominant gene.
Oh, yeah, you right. Hey, you got that right, boy. Dominant genetics. We even cross species, baby.
Yep. You still gonna see the? Never mind. I was about to say something.
The black features. That's good enough.
Black features.
Black features. That's good enough.
Oh man. Anyway, yeah, no,
That's quite enough. We all understand what you're talking about.
Okay, all right, Ruckus.
This Uncle Ruckus, no relation. Make sure you say that no relation.
Yikes. Martin Scorsese.
He's a hater.
Yeah, he basically said the exact same thing. So it's
Oh
not
yeah,
really
everybody go watch Christopher Nolan because his new comic book movies are great. He's my friend, and his comic book movies don't suck, and they're not ruining the industry, even though the Batman franchise predates most of the MCU.
Yes, absolutely.
Like, most of the people that worked in that franchise are working in other superhero Hollywood franchises. It's fucking stupid. It's just dumb. Oh, but because Nolan is his buddy, his shit isn't toxic and destroying the theater industry. No, his shit is good. He does good comic book shit. It's all the other bad comic book shit. You know what that sounds like? No. You know what? There's a difference between black people and niggers. See, you're a black person, Josh. You're a good black person. You go to work and you pay your bills and you try to do good things, but it's that we hate. You know?
That's taking this Ruckus thing to heart, huh?
No, well, that wasn't Uncle Ruckus. That was Martin Scorsese, the greatest American writer of all time, director of all time.
Gross. But
Martin Scorsese.
That is basically
only preceded by the great white hope, Clint Eastwood.
I knew you were going to say that. I knew that was coming.
He is white Jesus reincarnated.
Martin Scorsese slams Marvel movies again and says audiences must fight back against comic book culture by supporting directors like Oppenheimer's Christopher Nolan instead.
Who also got his biggest punch in the industry and the biggest reputation behind his name behind doing the Batman series. Like, fam, let it go. Martin, do you want to do a comic book movie? You want to do a comic book movie? Do you? Do you want to do a comic book movie? You know what I mean? Like, there's plenty of books out there that can be adapted. I'm sure someone would give you a whirl at it. I think he's just upset no one's asking him to make a comic book movie at this point.
I do think that the manufactured content isn't really cinema. It's almost like AI making a film. And that doesn't mean that you don't have incredible directors and special effects people doing beautiful artwork. But what does it mean? What are these films? What will it give you? Aside from a kind of consummation of something and then eliminating it from your mind, your whole body, you know. So what is it giving you?
Hey, Kevin Feige, he talking about you, bro. He talking about you, bro.
You want to square up in the streets or what, Feige?
I'm just saying, right, bro, if you got beef with Kevin Feige, just tell that nigga to pull up. Drop an app, bro. Drop a link. Drop a dot.
Square up, fuck nigga. What do you?
I'm just saying, bro. If you got beef with Kevin Feige, just go square up.
It's on site with you. What you want, Kevin?
Be quiet, man. What have you made that was like the 4-hour Irishman? Like, the movie was too long for me to enjoy it. And what have you done, bro?
The Departed, bro.
And like, don't talk to me about Grammys, aren't the Grammys, about Oscars and getting invited to all these award shows and all these nominations, all that other shit. All of that shit is reputation based, man. You can't fool me with that stuff. I'm not a normie theater fan. I know how that shit works. It's the same reason why Ole Miss gotta post kitty porn on my Instagram. It beat out Angela Bassett and the actual co-star of Everything Always, Everything Always, Everywhere, all at once, right? And beat her out too for the Oscar. So, you know, same reason why she won that, and it's the same reason why you keep getting invited, is because you're part of the club, bro. You part of the club.
Yeah.
Martin Scorsese ain't made nothing relevant for me since Shutter Island.
He made Killers of the Flower Moon.
What is that? What is that?
It's a movie that hasn't come out yet.
Is that DiCaprio stuff? About the Indian reservation? Yeah, I want to see that, actually.
Yeah.
I do want to see that. Because I'm just not a hater.
Yeah.
Right? I realize that the man can do some good stuff. I'm just saying he hasn't done anything in a while to be out here talking about comic book movies. Make some movies, fam.
This cast looks pretty good, too.
DiCaprio, no. That one looks pretty good.
Nero, Lithgow, Brendan Fraser.
Yep. Fam, I seen The Whale.
With Brendan Fraser?
Oh, my God. I thought 600 Life was bad. Like, the movie itself was really good, but then I kept being reminded of the shit that annoys me about 600 Pound Life, like, every 5 minutes. Like, he would start coughing or some shit, Or he would he would be like, I'm not going to the hospital. I'll be like, nigga, why? I have $120,000 in the bank. You have every reason to live. And all the resources to do it.
Oh, man. That's so funny.
It was a very frustrating movie to watch. I couldn't stop watching it. I wanted to, but it was so good I couldn't stop watching it.
I'm dying. You put yourself
Get
in this
your
position.
ass up. Get up. All you got to do is move your ankles 10 times a day and you'll be able to walk again. That's all you got to do. I heard the doctor tell you.
Oh, man. That's
Pick your leg up and move your ankle 10 times a day.
Yo.
You should be able to get up. But you don't even do that.
So what you're saying is Brendan Fraser deserved an Oscar for that. Because he got the same reaction out of you as the real ones do. So
Boy, that was a hell of a movie. That was a hell of a movie. But it was like sending me because it felt like I was watching 600 Pound Life, the extended version.
That's hilarious.
Like 600 Pound Life, the movie is what I thought I was watching.
The regular 30-minute episodes give him high blood pressure. The fucking movie almost
Sent me. I'm like, oh my God.
Can't handle this anymore.
Get the fuck up. Stop eating it.
Oh, man.
It's very frustrating.
That's fucking hilarious. Now, are you ready for Fantastic Four news?
Yes, we can do the Fantastic Four news now, unfortunately. So this is coming off of a report from WDW Pro. He has a source that he's been working with that has been giving him some scoops on the production behind the new iteration of Fantastic Four led by Disney this time. And it's what he's saying, if it is true, it is disappointing for a couple different reasons. Not just because it's not a very popular angle in Fantastic Four comics, but that it is specifically not a popular direction for MCU movies over the last 3 years. Specifically. And couldn't be any more clear in what is wrong with it. Right? So here we go. The rumor is that while things have been, kind of getting put together with Fantastic Four for some years now, the part of the reason why they've been having trouble procuring talent both in front of and behind the camera is because of the proposed synopsis of the film, which we talked about a little bit several weeks ago when there was a rumor about Sue Storm being the lead for the new version of Fantastic Four, which now looking back in retrospect is not as nearly as bad as what is being explained is the plot point now. So essentially they're going to try and juxtapose Reed Richards' his ego and his toxic masculinity versus Sue Storm's girl power. Sue's going to realize at some point of how much she has sacrificed in her life working with and for Reed and being part of the group and blah, 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 which is also kind of in between the lines, let me know stuff about when they plan on starting this out. They're going to try and tell us that these motherfuckers were around all the time. They're going to try to tell us that they were around all the time. Unless they, make an even shittier movie and try to do it all in one film. But either way, it's garbage.
Yeah.
And again, not an uncommon thing, right? Reed often flies off into these manic tangents where he feels like he's the only person on Earth who can solve the problem. And it's not very unrealistic that guy, the smartest guy on the planet, would have an ego. It's not out of the realm of possibility that Sue Storm has some issues with that. You're introducing the Fantastic Four to teenagers and young adults. Who the hell wants to go in there and see age-old marital problems from the Fantastic Four for the introduction to the MCU? Who the fuck wants to see that? Who? Raise your hand if you want to go pay $9.50 to see that. To go see Sue Storm and Reed argue half the movie about her self-identity and her self-worth and how much more she is than just a member of the Fantastic Four. So great in comic books, right? No, fuck it. No, it didn't. Every time they do it, people hate it. It's a senseless nonsense argument. They're superheroes. They're both powerful in their own right. They both have their role on the team. They should be able to work effectively as a team and a family. End of story. Show me Franklin Richards. Like, what are we even talking about? Why? And once again, was this not the entire problem that you had with Phase 4?
Yes.
Oh, make the traditional male powerhouse stupid and dumb and a misogynist and make the girl boss a girl boss, and then, you know, the nerds will respect them the same.
No. It's not how
Let's
it's
change everything that we knew about that female character, give that character all the male's qualities, and then we'll force them to like it. So apparently, again, it's according to rumor, that has turned off certain people that we saw pegged to maybe don the role of Reed Richards, i.e.
Adam
John Krasinski, Driver, Penn Badgley, all of those names that were being dropped.
Mm-hmm.
If any of them were in actual discussions to play the role, they then backed out because of that. Because of the direction that was going to be in the portrayal that they would have had to wear as Reed.
Yeah.
Similar to some of the actors for Sue Storm. Similar for the guy who has donned the newest Spider-Man trilogy, and was originally pegged to write and direct this movie, and John Watts. He left. Obviously, we know he's gone. He's out. Mm-hmm. So apparently they about to serve y'all up some of the same stuff. Marvel's just got cut down to an hour and 45 minutes.
It's the shortest MCU film
ever. Like, we're gonna get the same old shit. We're gonna get the same old shit. They're not changing anything, y'all. They ain't changing a damn thing. They're not changing nothing. Yeah. Now, the only thing that I contend, because I definitely thought that they would look out on the landscape of what was happening and pivot, but the only thing that I think now is that they will run the company into the ground and sell it. I think that is absolutely what's going to happen. The value will hit such a point that it now is going to be seen as a different tier. Right now, Disney traditionally is a blue chip stock. It is a white collar trading stock. It is what wealthy people trade, right? That will change. It will change. Enough days in the 80s, maybe even the 70s coming up, right? Like, the lower it falls, the less value it actually has. And as long as it stays that way, it will ultimately be devalued. And if it's devalued to a point where it doesn't have to be broken up, it makes it more attractive for a company like Apple, for a company like Amazon, for a company like, one of the techie guys, Microsoft, somebody to buy it. And it will be a tech company. It'll be a tech conglomerate. The studios had their chances to go about it their own and prove that they could do it on their own to make it work. It's failed. So now the next model that I believe will be the try, because they're not going to give up on streaming, right? Because, why would we ever do that? We've been saying that, linear and hardwired services is going to be going out of phase as soon as we say so. And then they said so, and it didn't, and they failed. The next go around will be the tech companies trying to go at it. Well, now we'll try to feed you through our platforms and see if we can do it more successfully than the studios did. I don't think they'll be any more successful at it. But I do think we will see something different from what we see now.
Yeah.
And I just do not, as long as the current power structure is in place, Iger, Feige, and everyone else, all the rest of their acolytes, we ain't gonna see nothing different, y'all. They're too caught up in their own asses to smell what everyone else smells. They can't see that no one likes what they're making, so they'll just make more of it. They'll make excuses. Oh, we released this too early. We released this too late. We're releasing too much stuff. The workers are overworked. Man, at the core of all of that, nobody likes your shit. That's the center of it. No one likes what you're making, and you're making more of it. The same it. Cool. Kevin Feige gonna be working over there at Nintendo in a minute, y'all.
Yikes.
I tell y'all.
Let's hope not. Let's hope he's not gonna ruin the Mario movies.
Man.
X-Men. They don't have any idea what they're about to do with X-Men. Let's just be honest with it. So they're hearing pitches right now, and X-Men may be out sometime in 2030.
And they're going to pick in 2020, in the beginning half of 2024. I mean, the fact that we don't already have it, the fact that we've owned Fox, like owned it, not had an agreement to make the movies, licensing agreements. No. We've owned the Fox company for half a decade now. Has it been 5 years since they bought Fox? For half a decade. And we haven't made one movie. We haven't even made We haven't even made a follow-up to the established popular IP that came over with it. Not the X-Men, but Deadpool. Deadpool 3 ain't even been made yet. Or finished being shot.
Yep.
The only thing from Fox that they have made that is profitable is Avatar. And those movies came over ready-made. They came over shot. They came overdone. They just needed to do some stuff in post. But those movies were already done.
And they had probably about 12 hours worth of Avatar movie.
Oh my God, man. How do you... If they fumble the bag on X-Men, yeah, no, it's... I don't think it'll even get that far, to be honest with you. It'll probably be shown with Fantastic Four. But if they fumble the bag with X-Men, that just kind of shows that even the biggest money makers, the biggest guaranteed money makers, don't work for Disney. Mm-hmm. One day, someone will be brave enough to write a book about how this empire crumbled. I mean, they always do eventually, right? But it is like a master class on how to fuck up an audience. Seriously. Truly.
Yeah.
Do you have an X-Men pitch? Since they're hearing pitches?
I don't remember if you did talk about it, you might have been the one. Because you got to figure out a way to explain where the X-Men have been this entire time. Mm-hmm. And so I remember maybe hearing somewhere that they should probably make it to where the X gene is like latent until a certain point, and then
you mean like the snap or the blip?
Yeah, it's really the only thing that I guess would make sense.
It's there, but we've also seen them not take the opportunity to use the snap or the blip to get them out of other literary problems. So why would we expect them to do that here?
Yeah,
I think that they can go one or two options. They can say, kind of like comic book version, right? X-Men or not X-Men, mutants are derivatives of deviants, right? They are the final evolution of deviants, kind of connecting them back to the Eternals. And yeah, somewhere along the line here, between all of this catastrophic alien shit that's been happening on Earth since the MCU started, something jump started it. And, you know, these people with these abilities kind of start manifesting. But then there was one smart enough to know that they would be attacked if he ever took it somewhere. He probably tried to take it somewhere and let people know what was happening. Maybe a geneticist who had studied these kind of things for years. And then ultimately discovered that he himself was a mutant. And then started collecting other mutants to try to keep them safe from the world that he knew would prosecute them because they tried to persecute him when he let people know that he had the abilities that he had. He wipes the mind of any relevant person that could impede him from gathering his mutants, and he takes them to a place where he can teach them to hone their abilities in peace away from the hatred of man, i.e. the giant celestial that nobody's paying attention to in the MCU. Oh, and that person would be Charles Xavier.
Yeah.
That's probably my pitch right there. That's probably my pitch.
Okay.
Probably my pitch. Right when the abilities started manifesting, Charles Xavier, being the geneticist who had always prophesized about an X gene and, you know, latent abilities in base level humans or mutants, discovers he's a mutant, discovers that the how the society is now, they won't be accepted, they'll be ostracized, blah yada yada. This is before the battle in New York with the Avengers, so there's no reason to believe that superpowered individuals would be accepted. So he takes them into hiding. And then... Oh, maybe they were just getting ready to come out, and then the blip happened. That would be a very convenient excuse.
So it's all behind the celestial that nobody's speaking of, right?
Sure, like, it just popped up in the middle of the Arctic and was never spoken about again. So it'd be a very, you know, convenient place for there to be an entire race of people living.
Fair enough. And your boy Giancarlo is playing Professor X. Got it.
Who?
Giancarlo.
Yeah, no, it's not. But then again, they don't learn their lesson, so yeah, fuck it. Giancarlo Esposito is Magneto, or excuse me, is Professor Xavier, and, you know, Craig Robinson will be Magneto.
Craig Robinson? No, it'd be Denzel Washington, of course.
Yeah, your twin. No, it's not going to be Denzel, because Denzel doesn't jump on burning ships.
Denzel will play Professor X.
I've seen Equalizer 3, by the way, and out of theater review that I sent to him to edit.
Oh, shit.
And it's still not up, so If you're wondering why I haven't talked to y'all about Equalizer 3,
That's all.
it's on my homeboy.
That's facts.
But that's it for today. Give us your thoughts on everything discussed here today. Put it in the comment prompt below. Make sure you like, share, and subscribe. Come back next week for some more Behind the Cape.
Absolutely. Make sure you check out our previous video where we discussed Jake Gyllenhaal being the Dark Knight,
Yo.
as well as some of the other videos that we have in this Behind the Cape playlist. Make sure you check those out, and then make sure you subscribe. We like to do this at least once a week.